Hey everybody, and welcome back to Season 2 of Dragology. It has been an incredible year, and I've made friends from all over the world. We've been on hiatus all summer, but now I'm totally ready to get back to work. Today, just to get you warmed up, we're actually going to finish up Season 1 with the segment on toppers and mohawks. So toppers seem to be the latest, greatest thing. Everybody is wearing them, and why wouldn't you? They're like a little piece of sculpture on top of your head. I like them because they're a great way to use up an older wig, and they're light and comfortable. So like most things I do, nobody ever taught me to make a topper. I taught myself. So the best thing I can do is teach you what worked for me. One thing that I wanted to ensure is that the wig was going to fit me the best way possible. And I wanted to know that it wasn't going to lose its shape. Why do all that work for nothing? So what I came up with was making a wire frame to attach the wig to. So the frame part is very easy to make, and it's very inexpensive. It just takes a little patience, and the same technique can be used for both toppers and mohawks. Here's what you're going to need. First thing you're going to need are brass welding rods. You're going to find these in the welding section of our hardware store. They're extremely versatile, and I use them on a lot of different projects. The tube has about 50 in it, and it comes to under 20 bucks. You're going to want to use the thinner ones. They come in different sizes. These ones here are 1/16 of an inch in diameter and 36 inches long. As far as shaping the wire goes, it's simple. You're going to need your hands, some wire cutters, and some duct tape or electrical tape. And of course, my favorite tool of all, zip ties. I use these to attach the wig to the wire, or you can also sew it to the wire, but I like these because I know they're not going to break. So the size of the topper is your own personal preference. Myself, I like it to go from like my temple to temple. So measure out your wire and begin to shape it to the head. I mean, this is not rocket science. I don't think I need to show you guys every possible step here. Now, of course, you're doing this to yourself in the mirror. I like it to go down the back of my head to about here. So as you can see, the stuff bends very, very easily. That's why I said to use the 1/16 of an inch. The other stuff is a little too hard. So when you get it to a basic shape that'll fit all in your hands, take some electrical tape. I like electrical tape because it really sticks to itself and it can stay tight. Do a little thing. And this is what you end up with. Now take the time with your head in the mirror and shape this till it fits your head perfectly. It should stay on without any pins, without having to mess with it too much. So I'm pretending this is me, of course. When you're done, you'll end up with something with the shape of this. And this should fit your head like a hat. You shouldn't even have to put pins in it. The pin should only be to secure it. But this form should hold to your head fairly tightly. The wig you're going to use is completely up to you. Myself, I like to use an older wig, give it a new lease on life. And I know that toppers are more sculptural, and an old wig is going to tease a lot better than a new one. Now, attaching the wig to the ring is not rocket science. I don't think I need to show you very much on that. But you do have a decision to make. Do you want to use the back of the wig as the front of the topper, or the front as the back, right? I like to use the back part of the wig as the front. I like that big pompadour swoop in the front. And because, especially if the wig has short bangs, and they're styled to go down anyway, it's a lot easier to blend it into your own hair, because we're going to be rooting around the outside of this to blend it into our own hairline. the outside of my toppers to be soft. I don't like to see a hard line or a disconnection at all. I like to see it blend into the rest, make it look like it actually could be real. So take about a 1/2 inch section out around the whole outside edge, the whole outside perimeter, and we're going to root that later. It's going to cover up the bar and give you a nice hairline. So I sectioned out the outside edge and I just braided it to keep it out of my way. So now as far as the interior, we need to make some design choices of what we're going to do. I put this on my head and I played with it, and I think I just want to do kind of a simple grouping of rolls with this. This weighs about 13, maybe 12, 13 inches long. So I should get a nice kind of a big curl and stuff in the front. So I know that I want the front to be one section, up, flip around, other, flip around. You guys kind of get the idea. You've all seen these kind of toppers. The back is fairly short, so we're just going to back comb that up and bring it up into its other roll, glue it up into place. So take out each section you want to be its own roll and separate it from the rest of the hair before you start to back brush. Messy as hell, but we got 4 sections here. We got one big one for the front that I'll probably split out, maybe have another couple little pieces just for some interest in the front. 2 on the sides. These are going to be back brushed up and met in the middle. And then the back part, I'm just going to back brush it all and bring it up into the rest of it. We'll smooth it out with the blow dryer and just set it all into place. This is not very long, so I don't have enough, or I might not have enough to do anything interesting, but I never know till I get in there. So let's get to it. As far as tools go, I'm going to be using a back combing brush, a smaller back combing brush, and a tail comb. Remember with this one, it's the outside edge that we want to be smooth. It doesn't matter how messed up this is and how much it is ratted all up inside. You're not going to see it. This is what's going to create your foundation and your stability for your roll to happen. So worry about this. Don't worry so much about this. But as you can see, when you flip it over, you know that it's going to roll into something, and that's all that matters. So all we have left is the back, and I know I want it to come up, smooth, and roll into the back of it. This is the bangs of the wig, and we're going to root this and back brush it and sculpt it down against the back of my head. So this is going to create my false hairline. The rest of this is easy. We're just going to back comb it in horizontal sections and make it all come up. Take this whole back section and just check it to make sure it's going to lay all right. Give it a little spray. I'm going to kill that bottle. Smooth this up and make sure you got enough in the back to roll into something. Okay, as long as it lays like this, you're fine. This here's easy. I wouldn't even worry about this right now. But now is the time to take your tail comb, just the end of your tail comb. You pick all of this into place. Just to see where things are going to go. And you can start to shape it. Now, if that stayed up there without any blow dryer, without anything, and that's a good sign that you've backcombed it enough. Okay, so that's the back pretty much done. And we haven't secured this in place yet, because like I said, we're still playing, so don't think that this is where it has to go, or whatever stage that you're at. So for those of you who don't know anything about rooting, it is the easiest thing you will ever do. It's also called French lacing, I believe. I never called it that, but you are basically building a new hairline, because a lot of wigs are too small for us guys anyway. So if we can build the hairline away from us, it softens it, makes it more realistic. So what you're doing is you are backcombing to the max. The more that you can get in there and grind yourself in a new hairline and build that backcombing down. So what we're going to do is start with a section, give it a good spray. Now, I'm going to use a backcombing brush, just because that's just me. Now, I like to tease, pull. Tease, pull, because I want to build up the excess and have it build into this, right? So, you're going to tease, and then you're going to pull away. Tease, pull away. Tease, pull away. And you're just going to continue to build it right out past. When you think you've teased enough, tease it some more. Now, brush it back down. And do it again. Tease, pull. And each time you do it, you'll get a little bit more down here. I'm going to switch to just a tail comb here for a bit. Now, you probably can't see this, but I'll try to get a little closer. I've got such a matting of hair here now that it's about this far past what my bar was, and that's perfect. And I've got enough hair pulled away from it that when I get this in place, it's going to blend in seamlessly with everything else, and the other hair will blend in with my own hairline. So I'm just going to continue to work at this. So before I shape this in place, I'm actually going to move on to the next section. I'm going to finish all of this, spray it, and then the next step comes with the blow dryer. So when you think you've got enough backcombing on your rooting, it's time to start putting it in place. And for that, you're going to use a tail comb and a blow dryer. So first, give this a really good spray with a wet spray. Hit your blow dryer. Now I like to use it on low, but you're going to start to pull basically half down, half up. And you're going to get to see where you want it to go. So as you're building, you're going to end up with something like this. And you're probably going to sit and realize, oh, that's way too much hair down there. That's because we haven't trimmed it yet. Get yourself a pair of hairdressers. So simply take a pair. I like to cut it like slide cutting. I'll point cut it. Take off some of the excess first. And you just start to chip away at it. Okay, don't take it all away yet. Now go back in with your spray and your blow dryer and continue to shape it. So we're just continuing to sculpt away here. I mean, like I said, I'm using my finger curl clips. I don't know what it's going to turn out like yet. I'm just playing. sides. I know that I want them to come up. After that, I have no idea. I think I'm actually going to turn this around so it moves towards the back. There's no wrong way here. You just play. As before, hold things in place while you're working at it with a little pin curl clip. It makes it a lot easier to move things around if you need to, instead of having hairpins in there. So everything seems to be coming along pretty good here. We're just continuing to work on the sides, sculpting things in place, taking your time to move things around and see what works best. Like I said, there's no wrong way to do this. As long as it feels right to you, that's all that matters. So I just wanted to show you how I'm using these here pins to put things in place without actually having to pin it. And that way I can continue to move it and sculpt it with my spray and stuff before I actually have to finish pinning it. So now that we're actually ahead past this back section, we're going to take out this and root this section and connect it into the rolls on the side. Now remember, I said your rooting is not finished yet. This is just like a baseline. You're still going to go in and rip it up a lot more to make it as soft as what you want. So don't worry about it right now. Just hit your basic line in. So all we've got left to do is the front. And I've decided that I kind of want just, two separate loopy waves in the front. And I'm going to do all the rooting in the front first, just so I don't mess up the front of the wig as I do it. Well, that's pretty much it for styling. Now really take the time to refine your root line. So I hope this got you off to a good start making your own toppers, and I can't wait to see some pictures of what you guys have done. Remember, there are no rules to this. There are no right or wrongs. Let your own creativity go crazy. Stay tuned for more tutorials like this and others on Dragology.